This is Kubota conversion 101 for my Willys. So I'm just starting with the basics. I drained it of oil. Most of it ended up on the floor, as usual. And took the flywheel off. That wasn't too bad. And then I am just changing out the filter housing. There's a nipple in here for the 90-degree adapter from the carrier unit that has to get changed. I'm just going to reuse the adapter that's in the 90-degree so you can thread the filter on. There's a washer on this. The depth might be different. I'm not sure. I'll have to measure it. More likely than not, I will put a filter on and just look at it. But that is like the three basic things that I started with here. Okay, so that part of the job is done. The nipple that threads, or the filter threads onto, is a 27 millimeter socket, and the adapter that was originally in the block is a 25 millimeter socket. I'm trying to get this thing ready for paint-ish. I don't know how far I'm going to take it. I don't want to put a rusty block in, but the amount of time I have will dictate all that. And these carrier pans, I don't know if there's a resale market for it, but this one's probably going straight to the junk. When I say probably, I mean it's going straight to the junk. Straight to the scrap. I have the spare cylinder head for a 2403 Kubota that I got from my buddy for, I don't remember what I did, but it was laying out in the barn. It's got a bad intake valve, I think. One of the valve seats gone or something, but I was going to use it as a template to make my own turbo manifold, but that was 9 months ago and I've yet to touch it. So it's probably not going to happen right off the bat, but I still like to do it. But I don't really know what the difference is between the 2403 and the 2203 cylinder head. I would guess not much. I think the bore is the difference. I'm not a Kubota expert. But yeah, it's the original Kubota turbo. That's locked up tight. Head's full of ants, or was full of ants. Now it's just full of sand. So if I'm going to use it on something, I'm going to have to clean it up pretty good. I spent some of my free time cleaning up my 2203 DI. I believe it's a tier 2 motor. Get ready to put it into my Willys pickup. And I cleaned up the bell housing as well. That's going to get blasted and painted. I'm using the Eastwood epoxy, or not epoxy, but the Eastwood rust inhibitor, black, whatever. I got a gallon of it. I want to try it out. But I've been slowly blasting, slowly cleaning stuff up. This block, it was kind of messy. I don't know if it was ever painted or not. It came out of a carrier refrigerator unit. Intake's kind of, I wouldn't say clean, but it's a little oily, so something might not have been right. Although I'm not a diesel expert, never have been. These would be the glow plugs, I would assume. I pulled the injectors just for cleaning, because I could clean everything but in here. I'm going to get some plugs and plug the injector holes so I don't get cylinders full of water. I'm halfway contemplating putting a new water pump on, but probably not. Yeah, just been picking away at it. This is the other side of the block. It's dark, but the exhaust ports weren't too full of carbon. A little bit, not much. We'll see. It's pretty clean. I think I'm going to rough it up with Scotch-Brite before I paint it. I'll do a little bit more rust removal like in here. There's some perfecting that can be done. I got like a 1/4 inch brush with my die grinder and get in there and take care of that. But otherwise, I'm going to hit it with Scotch-Brite pad, scuff it up, paint it. I'm thinking gray, dark gray, something like that. Something different. I like that Kubota blue, but I don't got it, so use what you got. real Willys gas tank. It actually holds fuel, doesn't leak, it's in decent shape. But the only problem is I'm gonna have to clean it. I don't know if the fuel setting unit's screwed up. But it holds fuel. And it's kind of small. I'd like to have a bigger tank, but I'll use it for now. And then the 3 parts that I have to put onto the Kubota for it to be compatible is fan. I was going to adapt a F134 fan to it, but I didn't. Too much time. I only got so much time. And then I bought a new turbo manifold, and I got a oil pan. All eBay finds. That was a takeoff. I think that's new. But here it is, ready for paint. After a week of degreasing and cleaning, and then more degreasing, and then more cleaning, I just taped up the inlet and exhaust sides of the head. I don't want to get anything in the ports. And I put the pan on, degrease that. We'll see how it goes. Here's the primer. I use one of them Harbor Freight paint guns. It works alright. Okay, first coat of paint. Probably the only coat of paint. Ford Gray, because it was cheap and I like gray. Came out alright. Just using a cheapo Harbor Freight gun still. It'll look better when it's all dressed out, turbo and intake and all that stuff. I still gotta do all the timing on the injection pump. I have not fiddled with that at all.